Good morning and welcome to the Whiteboard Academy. In today's section, we will be discussing some of the important questions of polity section. So without any further ado, let's start today's session. The first question is regarding the president. Article 53 confers all executive powers in the president and empowers him to exercise these powers directly by himself or through officers subordinate to him. Yes, this is the verbatim line of Article 53. Article 77 holds that all executive powers of the Union government shall be exercised in the name of the President. It is absolutely correct. All the laws, sorry, all the rules, all the legislations, the culmination of the international treaties will be done under the name of the President because President is the executive head of Union of India, but the executive head of government is our PM. That's why we have parliamentary system. Second question, consider the following executive offices. We have given some of the executive offices and we have to determine which of these executive offices has been given the parliamentary privileges. So ऐसे याद कर लीजिए, all the parliament members will be given the parliamentary privileges plus attorney general of India and minus as the president is the part of the parliament, so हम president को minus कर देते हैं. So this is incorrect, these are correct. International Criminal Court was in news recently regarding the arrest of the Putin, the president of Russia. It has no power to arrest sitting heads of the state or bring them to trial. Of course, कोई भी फोर्सफुल पावर इनको नहीं दी गई है. इन्होंने खुद से अपना मैंडेट उठा लिया गया है और ये खुद ही अपनी सुनवाई करते रहते हैं. इट इज़ एस्टेब्लिश्ड अंडर द यूनाइटेड नेशन चार्टर्स. नो, ICJ is under International Court of Justice is under the UN Charter, but this International Criminal Court has been established under Rome Statute. Of course, in collaboration with the United Nations, it will work in its everyday life, but it is under Rome Statute. Its headquarter is located in Geneva, Switzerland. नहीं जी, बहुत ही famous है. Hague, Netherlands. The same place where the HQ of ICZ is there. So only one. State Council of Ministers के बारे में कुछ पूछा गया है. The governor can dismiss a council of ministers at his or her pleasure on his and her subjective estimate of the strength of the chief minister in the state assembly. बिल्कुल, of course, if you are a newcomer in the UPSC field, ये आपको क्वेश्चन पता होगा कि सब्जेक्टिव तो बिल्कुल नहीं हो सकता यार. A minister who is a member of one house of the state legislature has the right to take part in the proceedings and vote in the other house. Of course, yes. आपने देखा होगा at the center level also and at the state level also. You can see if you have seen the Rajya Sabha TV and you are watching debates over there in the parliamentary sessions. So you can see that ministers are appearing on the camera while the debate is Rajya Sabha is going on, and the same ministers are appearing on the camera while the debate in the Lok Sabha is going on. So yes, the ministers have the right to appear in both the houses of the parliament or state legislatures, but they don't have the power of voting. They can only vote in the houses they are member of. Understood? So पूरी स्टेटमेंट यहाँ तक बिल्कुल करेक्ट थी, बट ये इनकरेक्ट हो जाती है एंड हेंस दिस इज इनकरेक्ट. इंडियन पार्लियामेंट के बारे में कुछ पूछा गया है. नो, विप के बारे में पूछा गया है. तो देखिए, विप को ध्यान में आते ही इट इज़ प्योर कन्वेंशन. ये तो वर्ड आपके दिमाग में आ जाना चाहिए. इट इज़ मैंशनड इन द रूल्स ऑफ द हाउस. एवरी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी वेदर रूलिंग और अपोजिशन हैज़ इट्स ओन विप इन द पार्लियामेंट. इसका मतलब क्या है? सुना तो आपने बहुत है कि इस पार्टी ने विप दे दी, उस पार्टी ने विप दे दी. देखिए, विप इज इक्वल टू अ पर्सन. अ पर्सन इन द पार्टीज रूलिंग और अपोजिशन हैज़ बीन डेजिग्नेटेड एज विप. नाउ दिस पर्सन will ensure the attendance of the members of the party in the legislature while there is a very important voting going on in the house. जब भी कोई ऐसी इंपॉर्टेंट वोटिंग हाउस में हो रही है, मान लीजिए नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन, सो दिस पर्सन हु इज़ नोन एज विप will give a decree, give a order. Dear all the party members, doesn't matter you are in ICU ward, you are having cancer. Please make yourself present in this and this day in the parliament and vote against this particular bill. This is known as whip. The violation of the directives of the whip could lead to suspension of the membership of the house. Yes, indeed it is correct. Any time a whip has been issued by a party, all the other members has to abide by that whip, or else it is a ground for the suspension of that member from the house. So 2 and 3, only 2. प्राइम मिनिस्टर के बारे में कुछ पूछा गया है. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया डज नॉट रिक्वायर दैट अ पर्सन मस्ट प्रूव हिज मेजोरिटी इन द लोकसभा बिफोर ही इज अपॉइंटेड एज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर. येस, सपोज अ केस इज देयर, द इनकम्बेंट प्राइम मिनिस्टर has been died or he is declared dead. Now the president has the discretion whether to dissolve the house or to appoint a new prime minister. Now using the discretionary power, the situational discretionary power of the president, he will appoint a new PM, and the president is satisfied that by we have two major parties and both these major parties have the confidence in this particular person. It has the reverence in the eyes of both the parties. So, assuming that he will prove his majority after being declared as a PM, so then the president can make this man a PM even before he will prove his majority. The serving prime minister is immune from any inquiry by the लोकपाल और allegations of corruption. ऐसा हो सकता है? नहीं हो सकता. और लोकपाल एक्ट में तो साफ साफ लिखा है पीएम के ऊपर भी एक्शन करप्शन चार्जेस, और एक पर्टिकुलर फ्रेज लिखा है, मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा, कि बहुत ही हाई कुछ इनडिसेंट ऐसा करके कुछ लिखा है, वो किया है, तो पीएम के ऊपर भी लोकसभा इंक्वायरी बैठा सकती है. द प्राइम मिनिस्टर क्रिएट्स डिफरेंट मिनिस्ट्रीज फॉर द ट्रांजेक्शन ऑफ बिजनेस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. देखिए, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कोऑपरेशन हैज़ रिसेंटली बीन फॉर्म्ड इन आई थिंक 2022. So this particular news was there, and the president has the responsibility to create a new ministry on the aid and advice of COM headed by PM. So this is incorrect. Answer is this. Regarding the 24th and 42nd Amendment, Constitutional Amendment Act, 24th has made it obligatory for the president to give his assent to a constitutional amendment bill. It is indeed correct. Now 24th, 25th, all these applications has been challenged in the famous Keshwanandi Bharti case of 1973, and recently this priest has expired. So ये केस भी सुर्खियों में था. The 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976 made the president bound by the advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. और कौन थी इस टाइम PM? Without एनी पॉलिटिकल बायस. ये क्वेश्चन, ऐसे क्वेश्चन आते हैं कि फर्स्ट अमेंडमेंट एक्ट में हु वाज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर, इमरजेंसी के टाइम हु वाज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर. सो इंदिरा गांधी जी वाज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर. कैबिनेट कमिटीज़ के बारे में बोला गया है. कैबिनेट कमिटीज़, देखिए, द वर्ड कैबिनेट हैज़ बीन इंस्क्राइब्ड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ओनली आफ्टर 42nd अमेंडमेंट एक्ट. द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज आस्किंग अस, they were originally mentioned in the constitution. The cabinet word itself was inserted in 42nd amendment of act of 1976. तो ये पहले से हो सकता है? नहीं. और पहले से क्या, अभी भी नहीं है. इट इज़ अ एक्स्ट्रा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी. डोंट कंफ्यूज इट विद द पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटीज़. पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटीज़ आर रिटर्न इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. They are of two types, standing and ad hoc. Yes, the non-cabinet ministers are not debarred from their membership. Of course, don't be misjudged by the name of this committee, cabinet committees. Even non-cabinet members can be their members. So 2 only are correct. GST के बारे में थोड़ी न्यूज़ है, अभी था न्यूज़ में, इसीलिए GST के बारे में ये न्यूज़ है GST council is a constitutional body. Yes. Making recommendation of so and so. The recommendations of the council are not binding on the union and the state government, and this is the ruling of SC in 2023, I think. The recommendations that are given by the council are not binding on the union and state governments. So this is purely a कोऑपरेटिव फेडरल बॉडी. इसका मतलब दोनों की रजामंदी होगी अगर यूनियन और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स की, तो ये एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ द काउंसिल. Public undertakings. It was created in 1964, yes, on the recommendation of Krishna Menon Committee. It comprises of 22 members. 15 from Lok Sabha, 7 from राज्यसभा. No minister can be its member. 1 year term of committee. Understood? इसी को अगर मैं PAC से कंपेयर करूँ तो पब्लिक अकाउंट्स कमेटी, फ्रेंड एंड फिलोसफर ऑफ कैग बोलते हैं इसे. PAC आई थिंक 1921 में बनी थी, 1919 के एक्ट में. 22 मेंबर्स होते हैं, 15 and 7 लोकसभा राज्यसभा. नो मिनिस्टर एंड 1 year. Understood? The chairman of the committee is appointed from the members who are drawn from the Lok Sabha only. Yes, this is the highlighting feature of this committee committee on public undertakings, that the chairman of this committee has to be drawn from Lok Sabha only. So ये गलत हो जाता है, जॉन मथाई लिख रखा है यहाँ, only 2. So that's all for today. Hope so आपका अच्छा दिन जा रहा होगा, प्रीलिम्स की तैयारी अच्छी चल रही होगी. अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी प्लीज़ लाइक द वीडियो, शेयर इट विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड सब्सक्राइब टू अवर यूट्यूब चैनल. मिलते हैं अगली बार, तब तक के लिए गुड बाय एंड जय हिंद.